What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Season 4, Episode 20 of Hit the Books, the podcast all about sports betting, the best bets you should be taking in everything surrounding sports. This week, we're here in the NFL playoffs. The divisional round is here. A little recap of the wild card weekend, plus some chatting about the College Football National Championship as that quickly approaches here. So let's jump into this week's episode with Huff and Mackie, who are here with me today. Huff, get us going here. Divisional round here this week. What do you got for us?
Yeah, obviously, I said going at the end of last week I couldn't handle a Texas loss and a Steelers loss, and that's exactly what I got on Friday and Saturday. Saw some better games on Sunday and Monday. Obviously, had the Commanders and Rams moving on, so it was good didn't do good on the card. It was good to at least see two go through the hoop that I took, but it was a good weekend of football. I'm honestly, I'm going to back up on that saying it was good in the sense of playoffs. Those games sucked. 1 through 4 sucked. We got a good game with the Commanders Bucks, and then the 6th game was just another blowout with the Vikings getting killed on Monday Night Football. So hoping we get some better, closer games this weekend. That's definitely what I'm hoping for, especially now that my horse is out of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Agree with that. This weekend was a bit of a dud, but we'll see what goes on here this weekend. Mackie, what do you got for us here going into the divisional weekend?
Yeah, I agree. Definitely could have got some better football this weekend, but all in all, it's a good wild card weekend. Now it's when the best teams are playing, so it'll be a little better football and a little more competition. But we get Notre Dame, Ohio State. Ohio State comes in at 8.5-point favorites. We'll obviously break that one down, but early look, I do like Ohio State. But yeah, other than that, college basketball is rolling, NHL is rolling, Rangers are looking a little better, so some upside in the NHL. But it's getting into it.
Yeah, boys, lots of good stuff here heading into this week. Let's check out the NFL here with a little recap of last weekend. On Saturday, we had the Steelers and Ravens. The Ravens taking down the Steelers 28-14 at home. Any thoughts on that one there, Huff?
Yeah, it was tough.
Get into it. Get into it. I want to hear what you actually have to say about this.
So here, you really want to know what I would do to fix this team?
Yes,
this is why I'll never be a general manager. One, and fire Mike Tomlin. We need to have a true rebuild, because it's never going to happen under him. They're wasting so many good years of T.J. Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick, who wasn't good this year. Joey Porter Jr., you still have him on a rookie deal. We have the most expensive defense in the NFL, and you let up 28 points. And the thing is the last 4 playoff games the Steelers have played in, Jacksonville, they were down 21-0. Cleveland, they were down 28-0. Kansas City, they were down 35-7. And now the Ravens, you're down 21-0 at halftime. The past 4 times Tomlin has been in a playoff game, he has absolutely not shown up, and then he does some bullshit in the second half to make it look like it was a better game if you just look back on it. I think the message is kind of stale. I think this is very similar to like an Andy Reid Philadelphia kind of situation. When they fired him, if I remember correctly, they did have a bad season, but certainly didn't go to the playoffs. But I feel like this is a scenario where it's like he's not a bad coach. I know he's going to get picked up by a team. He might go on to win a Super Bowl with another team. I just think the message is stale in Pittsburgh. I think both sides would be better, kind of fresh start, move on. And with that, you're going to get a lot of probably holdouts on the Steelers end because he's such a player's coach. The team loves him so much. Like guys like Watt have come out and said, if we don't have him, we're not in that scenario. Like I'm not saying he's going to hold out or like Minka or any of those guys, but I definitely see if they do, I'd immediately start to shop this team. The Steelers need a hard rebuild. They have a lot more issues than just a quarterback. We saw that this year. Last year, they went 10-7 with Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, and Mitch Trubisky. This year, they go 10-7 with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields.
A lot more promise this year, though, than last year.
There definitely was. And the way the schedule was set up, it was set up for us to fail. If we could have played like a one of those cupcake games we played in the first half of the season, like Indy, if we could have got them week 18 or week 17 just to give us something to rear up for the playoffs.
Even if you flipped like Dallas with like one of those Ravens games.
Yeah.
Like that's a way better. You don't having to play the Ravens twice at the end of the season and then getting them again first round of playoffs. I mean,
in the way I saw Houston play, I don't even think we would have beat Houston.
No, I don't think you guys would have beat anyone. Maybe the Chargers. Chargers can't win. But
that was the only one. We would have had to win the division.
That's an impossible matchup. But you know what I think it is? I think he's too conservative. And in the past, when he had Big Ben and he had a more reliable offense to make these decisions on, it worked out because your defense could get stops. And your defense could still get stops. It's just that the offense isn't reliable enough to make up for these bullshit drives. Like they have I think it was like 4th and 3 at like their own 40-yard line, and you're already down 14-0 to start the game.
Yeah.
I get it. You don't get it. And it's basically 21-0 games out of reach. But you have to make these calls where, like, you have nothing going. You need something to go here.
You need a spark. Go for
something
it.
through the door. Yeah, like this new style of football, this analytical football, it's not like it used to be where it's all conservative and it would go your way. These other teams are doing this. Like, how many times do the Ravens go for it on 4th down?
I don't even remember.
Every time it's inside 3 yards, they're going for it.
Yeah,
because
they just run.
That's
They
just
just
the
leave
way
Lamar
football
out
is
there.
now.
Fake
You have
Henry and
reliable
Lamar runs,
offense. He just needs to take more chances, and that's not the style of football of coach he is.
and he wants to play.
And the game's changed too much to where he can beat the bad teams, but he's not going to compete with the best teams.
What do you think about what I said? My dream scenario is he said he wants to return the coaching is John Gruden.
I don't know enough about John Gruden. I know obviously he was in Oakland, and he's a hard-nosed coach, right? Like
yeah.
he's
like
but he's a lot like Tomlin, I would think. He's
I was just
an
gonna say
old school coach.
He's a lot like Tomlin, but Tomlin's a defensive coach. Gruden is 100% an offensive coach.
But is he
a football? How updated is that offense? I know what you mean.
Is he a to-the-book coach like Tomlin was? Like, is he like a Dan Campbell where he'll make these crazy plays?
No, I think he's more like off the whim. Like, all right, fuck it, we're going for this. We need something here. Like,
and yeah, that's exactly what you need. Exactly what you need.
I think he would be perfect for it.
Is he coming out of retirement?
Like, they're similar in the sense that I don't think the culture would change much. Just they would go for more chances.
Yeah. The conservative play just isn't getting Tomlin anywhere. If Gruden's getting back in the game, then yeah, I would definitely say it's a
he said
great
when he
fit.
hired when Barstool hired him, you know how he does all that stuff with Barstool now?
Yeah.
When they hired him, they said, "Would you leave here for a NFL coaching position?" He said, "Absolutely."
So he's just not being offered.
Yeah, he hasn't been offered in years.
Well, I don't think the Steelers are going to go out of their way to offer him then, but
that's what I mean.
Yeah, I think moving on from Tomlin.
Since I've said that, I've seen a couple people say that, but it's like not gaining enough ground.
If nobody's offering, the Steelers aren't the team to like be like, fuck it, let's just go for him.
The only thing is, if the Steelers do fire him, I feel like it's a very attractive coaching position, showing that the Steelers do not fire their coach.
Yeah, and also like you have a lot to work. You have a lot to work with.
My dad's lifetime.
You get to go watch TJ Watt. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's like one of the most insane stats there are. But I also at the other end, what are the chances you guys fire Mike Tomlin in the next 2 years?
It's going to be the same thing next year. If he does the same, I think if he does the same thing, it's because he just signed a 2-year extension or a 3-year extension. They're not going to pay him whatever it is, 2 or 3 years to not work. With like sooner or later,
2 years left on his contract.
Your losses, dude. It gets so frustrating. It's the same thing every year.
And it's just that record that over 500 record.
Yeah, sick. We pick 22nd every year.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a shitty situation. You'd think that one of these years, you guys would just have a little more help on the offense.
You think one of the years just you would get a couple bounces to go your way.
Yeah.
But no, we start the last 4 playoff games down 3 scores in every single one of them.
Tomlin is signed a 3-year extension before this season, so he has 2 years left.
Oh my God, dude!
They're gonna make him do one more year. If the same thing happens next year, he's gone. They'll pay the last year.
I don't think they will.
$16 million.
It's not being talked about.
They're not paying 2 years.
I don't know. I feel like it's not talked about.
Definitely not getting fired this summer.
No way. But I also, it's kind of like a Mike McCarthy situation, not even close to the same sense. But I feel like after last year, everyone wanted him fired. I think Jerry Jones was like, "All right, I'll give you another year." And obviously, after this year, you guys
went to the playoffs last year, and you just lost to the Packers, right?
We were like 13-3 last year, 13-4.
I actually like him because, like, if Jerry Jones doesn't think he's going to win a playoff game with him, what are you keeping him around for?
Exactly.
Pay him to leave.
Exactly. Yeah, and he has one win, I think, one playoff win in his tenure.
He's been there, what, 3 or 4 years? He's been there sneaky longer than I think.
Longer.
4 or 5 years, maybe? 2019, 2020?
Mm-hmm. I feel like 2018.
Jesse, can you look that up? We might as well just jump to that. I have that in the outline.
What's that again? Say it.
I'll just look up when Mike McCarthy joined the Cowboys. All right, so while we're on this, Cowboys have fired head coach Mike McCarthy after rejecting him from interviewing with teams over the past few weeks. The late firing also forbids the Cowboys from interviewing any coaches on the Lions or Chiefs, as they missed out on the window to request interviews from those teams. Mackie, who's your guy? Who do you want on the headset next year? Dion?
I have no idea. Like I really have no idea. What are the options? Like who are like we looking at?
They're saying like
hired as head coach
Dion
in
and Steve
2020.
Sarkisian are the favorites.
2020 Hoff. So 4 years. Damn, I feel like it was longer than that.
That's a 4-year window. He didn't win shit. Like Dallas are like the Steelers. You guys are supposed to be in the playoffs every year and win playoff games.
No, I don't want Steve Sarkisian. What the fuck? Why would
He's
I
up
want?
there.
Yeah, I know. I remember seeing that now. No, I do not want Steve Sarkisian. I want an NFL coach with NFL experience. He's never even won anything at the college level.
They're saying Ben Johnson's gonna go to the Raiders. Obviously, then the next one that we said, Vrabel to the Patriots. That's official.
Vrabel would have been nice.
Vrabel, I think that's a good sign. The key thing with Vrabel, and I'll say this about the Patriots, is the biggest thing is going to be the offensive coordinator, because the reason he was so good in Tennessee and why that team was good is that that's when Arthur Smith was actually a good coordinator. Well, it's also when he just ran the ball 40 times a game with Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry was in his prime, so it wasn't that hard. But Vrabel's not an offensive guy at all. So it's going to depend on the coordinator. Like Ace, I think jokingly said McDaniels. I've heard that circling around.
No way.
Have fun with that if you're a Patriots fan. We've seen him tear apart other franchises. I think he even came back. This would be his third stint with the Patriots, I believe.
Yeah, he was brutal.
How many times can you get rid of a guy and keep bringing him back? Like, you're telling me they can't find anybody else out there? That's in the Patriots situation. But if I were you, I'd be like, fuck it, bring in Dion.
Yeah, but then comes Shadur.
Yeah, they're saying, like, how are they going to get to that top
I saw
pick?
something. It was like Dak Prescott for
Cleveland's second pick.
Cleveland's second pick or something like that.
Then they were like, does Cleveland reach on another quarterback like that, or do they finally just take a young guy again?
I guess I wouldn't mind Dion, but I don't really want Shadur. Like, and I think that they could go to different places at the end of the day.
I think, yeah, I agree.
Like, I don't think they're a package deal.
No, you can't do that.
No, exactly.
No, you
LeBron
can't.
did it in the NBA. That's the only place you can do it.
Yeah, and you're LeBron.
Yeah, exactly.
But I wouldn't mind Dion. There's not a lot of options out there, and honestly, we could use a spark like that.
I think it would. I think it would definitely.
He would let Dak do his thing
You
too.
think the Cowboys are on ESPN in primetime a lot
yeah,
now?
oh my God.
Wait
Imagine.
till he signs that deal. They'll be Monday night or Sunday night football
every single week. Yup. No Thursdays.
Alrighty, let's hit up this other game on Saturday. The Chargers and Texans. Texans taking that game 32-12 at home. What do you guys think about this one?
Ass kicking. Herbert sucks.
Yeah, do I have to say it?
You can praise yourself if you want to.
I don't even need to say it. It's just funny how everyone, like on social media now and everything, are saying exactly what I've been getting shit on for about 2 years.
But like his last two playoff performances.
And now everyone's like, oh, he's never won a playoff game. Yeah, I've been saying that for 2 years. You guys have just been putting him top 5 for what? Granted, he's a good quarterback. He just can't win an important football game. He's the least clutch. He's the least clutch NFL player I think I've ever seen.
That's what I mean. Like, people are saying, like, they were comparing his stats and, like, the interceptions to Jaden Daniels, who won one in his rookie year. Like, it's actually crazy. And Jaden Daniels, I think, has a worse roster than Herbert's ever had.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Especially, like, an offensive line.
Herbert came in the league when, like, Keenan Allen was, like, in his prime. Yeah. So he's had good receivers.
I'd say right now it's probably his worst supporting cast.
Yeah.
That he's ever had.
McConkey, and then that's it.
Which he got, like, a Nakua and McConkey.
Yeah.
McConkey.
He's so fucking good. I like him.
Yeah, he's going to be really good for a while.
I think they're just going to pick another receiver. They're just going to spam draft another receiver this year, and they're going to have two young guys.
Did you watch this game?
The Chargers game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
How did CJ Stroud look?
First half, he looked shaky.
That was the whole thing. Is
if he does that against the Chiefs, they're down 21-0.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's just the fact that Herbert kind of gave the Texans this game. I wouldn't say the Texans won it. I would say the Chargers lost it more than the Texans won it.
32-12, man. That's
the score doesn't say that, but 4 turnovers. A lot of those were on the offensive side of the field for the Texans immediately. I feel like the Chargers lost this game more than the Texans won.
Pick 6 too, right? Yeah, it's just the Chargers being the Chargers. It's just like history repeats itself. You can't bet on a team that's going in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Until proven otherwise, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad game until the end. When Herbert threw the third one, I was just like, oh my God, is he going to throw another one? They literally did on the next drive. I was like, holy shit, this guy has the yips.
Yeah, he
More than he had all season. 3 interceptions all season.
I think it was 4 all season, 4 in that game, or 3. Was it 3 all
I think
season?
it was 3 all season, 4 because they said he's the first quarterback in NFL history to throw more interceptions in a playoff game than they did all
in
year.
the regular season. Oh my god, dude! And I
think he only missed 2 games, so like that's why he only had 3. He did miss a couple.
I've been saying this. My buddy's a Chargers, Hanson, the kid that's in the league. He's a Chargers fan, and I just always get on him about Herbert, and he's always like, calling me an idiot and shit.
I think Herbert. Here's a comparison. Herbert's like having Mike Tomlin as your coach. You'll get to the playoffs. It's just whether
Tomlin has a ring.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I didn't even say anything to him after this game. I was like, I don't even need to say it, man. Like this is exactly what I'm talking about.
You're like, I don't even want to kick you while you're down.
Yeah, I won't. But it's exactly what I'm talking about. It's exactly what I've been talking about. So
that's funny.
No surprises there.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's move ahead to Sunday here. Some of these games: Bills taking down the Broncos in good fashion, 31-7. Eagles taking down the Packers, 22-10, at home. Any thoughts on that one?
That Eagles game, it looked like they were going to roll, and that Packers defense hung around. I think there was some rest versus rust issues with Jalen Hurts there at the start, but, I mean, the defense stepped up big, getting them a fumble on the opening drive, immediately get it into Dotson. He had about an hour and a half to throw that ball. That was the easiest pass play I've ever seen in the NFL, especially in a playoff game to start, but Eagles look like they're going to roll. I think that just had a couple blips there, and that was a good Packers team they beat. They have a good Rams team coming to town this week. Commanders obviously get a win. That was impressive. I liked seeing that. Obviously, Baker didn't play his best in that game there, but Jaden Daniels, unreal performance. Another, one possession game that he comes out on top of. Has got another, obviously, very tough test this weekend in Detroit going up to that 1 seed, but some good games on Sunday, and then the Bills were the Bills. They went down 7-0, exactly like Ace said they would, and then just turned it around and give up many more points, or if any. Would Broncos only score 7?
31-7, something like that.
Broncos scored on their first drive, didn't score again. So,
yeah. Didn't you have Bills minus 7.5?
Yes, he did. I did.
Yeah, Jesse, you're probably sweating that in the beginning, and then it just turns around 31 unanswered.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, Bills did their thing. Eagles, yeah, it looked like it was gonna be get ugly real quick. It was 7-0 right away. And then the Rams did nothing on, or not the Rams, the Packers did nothing on offense. Packers had a lot of trouble beating good teams this year, so I think we saw a lot of those struggles in this game against the Eagles. But I think a tougher game for the Eagles coming up next week.
And Sunday Night Football here, Commanders sliding past the Bucks here, 23-20 in Tampa Bay. Any thoughts on this? Probably the best game of the weekend. What do you guys think?
I thought you already said that game. I kind of gave my take on that.
Sorry. Wasn't paying attention then. Monday Night Football here, Rams, Vikings. Rams smacking the 14-3 Vikings 27-9. Another just weird game. Like it started slow and then quickly ramped up.
Yeah, Sam Darnold just saw ghosts for 2 straight weeks. 0-2 against the Lions, 0-2 against the Rams this year. Only 2 teams to beat the Vikings. And both the week after playing Detroit. So that's that where the teams that after they play the Lions aren't good. It was not good for the Vikings, especially in this spot, because they played the Lions to lose the division in Week 18, have to go to Arizona, go travel for a wild card game, get your ass kicked there. But Sam Darnold's lucky Justin Herbert had a terrible performance, or he would be even hotter on the topic of conversation right now. I'm not saying there's more expectations on Darnold. I just feel like a lot of people are gassing up that Vikings team.
Yeah, obviously he 2 straight games were pretty bad, but I said Rams by double digits. Just that experience on that offense, and I think Kyron Williams obviously was a huge factor. But when Stafford has Nakua and Kupp to throw the ball to, and you have Williams in the backfield, there's not much he can't do. And I just didn't think that Vikings had much in them.
Alrighty, boys, that's all we got for Wild Card Weekend. Our recap for that. Let's jump into some of these games here this weekend for the divisional round. 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. Starting on Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Texans, Chiefs in Kansas City. Chiefs are the favorite here, 8.5 points. Total 41.5. Mackie, I know you alluded to this. You want to go first for this first matchup for divisional round?
Yeah, the Chiefs all year, they've been playing pretty close games. playoff Mahomes, I don't see a scenario where the Texans can win this football game, but the 8.5 is a little sketchy here, just based off of the Chiefs' season all alone. I think it's a great opportunity here to tease them down. What are they, 8.5? You can get it down to 2.5. I think they definitely win this game by a field goal. And I'll go to this later, but I have Bills plus 7.5, I think, as the other leg.
Yeah, I like that idea because I do like the Chiefs here. I don't love the spread. I think there's a very slim chance, like you said, the Texans win this game, especially the way they played last week. People are giving them some love to win this. I'd love to see them win this game personally, just to give us a new face in that Super Bowl slot this year instead of Kansas City. But I also like the over 41.5. I know these are two good defenses. I think the Texans will be able to put up some points. I just think the Chiefs will handle business here. I saw a stat. This is the first time two teams have made the – or I forget the first time any teams or two teams, whatever it was, have made the second round, a.k.a. divisional round of the playoffs with a negative against the spread record on their season.
Yeah, Chiefs are 7-9-1 against the spread this season.
Texans are like 8-9-1 or something like that.
That's crazy. I feel like that would happen more often. It's like I guess the
Texans are 8-10.
Heavily favored all year, and they just won close games.
Oh, the Chiefs. Well, yeah,
they're favorites every week.
Theirs makes more sense. Yeah, that's crazy.
The Texans, when they would lose, they wouldn't cover as when they were dogs, and when they were favorites, they'd be covered by. They were favorites by like 4, and I remember a couple they won by a field goal this year.
Texans just play better in the playoffs. I feel like though.
They had a really rough. They turn it on.
They had a really rough regular season, but I mean that game, Stroud looked good.
They'll have a lot of injuries. I think the injuries are going to show.
Obviously, they have no Dell and Diggs, but that could be a different team if they did have them.
Yeah, I agree. I like Kansas City in this game.
Yeah.
Alrighty, moving forward here to the game on Saturday night, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Commanders and Lions in Detroit. Another big spread here. Biggest of the weekend. Lions 9.5 points. Total 55.5. What do you guys think about this game in Detroit?
This is the game I'm most excited for, and it's the biggest spread, which is weird because I want to see what Jaden Daniels can do in this spot. I obviously love Detroit to win the game. 9.5 is a lot of points. I think it will be a one-possession game. I'm probably not going to bet the Commanders plus the 9.5, but I think it's a lot of points. This line's been dropping and dropping and dropping since it happened. I remember texting you saying I need to see the spread for this game as soon as possible. Would you text me? I think it was 7.5. Now it's 9.5. It's just been dropping all week.
I saw it at 10.
Yeah, I've seen it at 10 some places too. 9.5 on MGM here. I think I love the Lions in this spot. I'll probably bet the Lions. I'll have to find a way to either tease it down or something. I was looking at the Chiefs and Lions. You said Chiefs and Bills. I was looking at getting the lines a little bit lower because I think it will be a one-possession game, but tough if you only get them at 3.5 and they have to win by 4. But I think Detroit in that spot up there at the 1 seed, they're going to defend that home field. I think they win the game.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for Jaden Daniels to go in and win this football game, even though he played great last week. It's just not.
It's an all-time sell spot, high on the Commanders.
I also like the under. The unders have been slapping in the playoffs so far. I think they were 5-1 in the first round. So, really high scoring game, or really projected really high scoring game here. Jaden Daniels going into a really rough scenario. You could see a slow offensive start by them, and a conservative game by the Lions if they get up early. So, I'm gonna go under 55.5 here for my favorite play.
Lots of good stuff. Oh, you got anything else?
I like that. Dave Montgomery also is supposed to be back for this game. I'll take him to score.
Did you see Jahmyr Gibbs' anytime touchdown odds?
No, what is it?
-420, and Dave Montgomery's -330.
Oh.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. I'm not going to be the guy that takes both of them because I think whenever Ace parlayed that, it did not hit.
Would you say they were? I have Gibbs at -350 and Montgomery at -225.
Oh, when they first came out, it was -420 and I think it was 330 for Montgomery.
I'll probably put Montgomery with somebody else because there's at least value on that in the 2 leg. Probably get, if you take another minus, maybe -150, like Kyron Williams or someone like that.
Yeah, Kyron Williams was only, I think I saw -135 in that last game, and I was like, a little sketchy. I feel like he should be a little higher, and then obviously he scored the first touchdown.
He was only +225 when I did the first team on him, and then Hawkinson was the fire one at +600.
Yeah, Hawkinson was nice.
Dude, that was such a broken play too. I'm so
Terrible
behind.
throw too.
I saw you text just say Huff, and then I immediately look at the screen. I'm like,
was I ahead of you?
I'm like, oh fuck, he's out the pass, and then they threw it to him. I'm like, what is he talking about, dude? They're at the 20, and then I'm like, oh shit, he broke that, and then he went and just literally sprinted to the pylon. I was like, let's
Terrible
go.
throw too, and I was watching it. I was like,
Was.
no way he gets in here.
It
No
was
way
too
he
far
gets in.
behind him.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Jahmyr Gibbs down at 235, and Montgomery minus 150.
Oh, I like that
Damn.
minus 150.
Yeah, it's definitely great odds right there. But they
Yeah,
also
definitely shop your odds.
Yeah, that's exactly why you shop your odds.
Alrighty, here. Let's lots of good stuff there on Saturday. Let's move forward to Sunday here. 3 p.m. Eastern. Rams, Eagles in Philadelphia. Eagles the favorite here. 6 points total at an even 44. Eagles minus 275 on the money line. Rams plus 225. What do we think these Eagles are going to do?
Listen, I'd love to see the Rams come in and win this football game. I think a lot of people are expecting it now after that game the Rams just played. This is a very different environment, a very different team, a whole entire different scheme. It's going to be really hard to go into the link. I mean, you just played in an indoor stadium. No, never mind. They played in L.A. Oh, no, they played in Arizona.
Arizona's indoor.
Yeah, Arizona's indoor. Completely different environment. It's going to be freezing at the link. You're going to have the fans going. And it's a different team. It's a completely different aspect. I don't know. I don't think they're going to win this game. I really don't. I think the Eagles have been playing great football. They play very conservative football. Jalen Hurts doesn't turn the ball over much. He looked better later in that game. It looked like he was getting into it. And if they can drain clock here, that defense can get a few stops. And Jalen Hurts, if he wants, he could tear apart this Rams defense. I know they've been playing really good lately, but I think he has enough in him, especially with A.J. Brown healthy and Devontae Smith healthy.
I agree. In this, I've been saying it for the past few weeks. This Rams defense just absolutely steps up yet again. Only lets up single digits. I think it's the fourth time in the past 6 weeks they've only let up single digits. So they're definitely going to pressure Jalen Hurts. I just think that good offensive line is going to get it done. We saw what Saquon did to this Rams defense the last time they played, putting up 250 yards and a couple touchdowns. But I'm not saying he's going to do that. I think he will get his. He obviously could have had my touchdown there when I needed him. He decided to slide it in the game. Fucking coward move, but I think
Saquon, though, you expected it out of him.
Yeah, seriously. But I like, with all that being said, I'm on the Eagles -6 here. I think they handle business at home. Yeah, I'll probably take the 6.
It's also a great teaser opportunity. You can get them down to
money line basically.
Yeah.
I think, I think if the Eagles win, they cover.
That's how it's been so far.
Yeah. I think if you like the Rams, fuck it, take the 225 for them to win the game.
Yeah, I just can't really see a scenario where the Eagles blow this. I can't.
I can't either. The way they looked last week in their home again, like no travel.
That's the main thing.
Those back-to-back home games are huge. Like now the Ravens are going to Buffalo, and the other two teams haven't played. The Eagles are the only home team that played last week and playing again at home.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play too. I don't think the Rams have it. They're a great season, overachieving season.
I guess the Bills. Sorry.
What'd you say?
I guess I said the Eagles are the only team that played last week at home and are playing at home again in Buffalo.
Oh, Buffalo, yeah. But yeah, great season for the Rams. Playoff win, achieved a little more than they expected, especially with the young team.
No one saw them here. I mean, I guess I did. I had them winning the division, but I didn't.
It was a long shot saying that.
I didn't say they were going to win a playoff game, but once we got to that slate, I did pick them in that spot. But here, I'm calling their season to be over. They got their win for the city of LA.
I think they would have a better chance against the Lions. I think that going into the link is really tough.
I agree. Stafford versus Goff, that narrative too. I think they would have a better chance there.
Yeah, for sure. Eagles
McVay would just outsmart Campbell.
It's a tough matchup for them, especially with Saquon in that backfield. But should be a good game.
Alrighty, let's move forward here to this last game on Sunday here. Hard to call it Sunday Night Football. It's 6:30 p.m. Eastern.
Ravens. When they do this in the playoffs, the 3 o'clock, 6:30.
6:30, yeah.
Ravens, Bills here in Buffalo. Ravens the favorite here, just 1 point total, 51.5. Ravens money line at -120. Bills at +100. What do we think is going to come out of Highmark Stadium here?
It's got to be a shootout.
Yeah, I'm going to say what I said about that Eagles game. I think staying at home is huge here. I think Josh Allen's going to have something to prove here. Obviously, everyone knows the debate going on. The two MVP favorites going at it here with Lamar and Allen. I think the Ravens get theirs. I think the Bills win in a shootout.
Yeah, Lamar's going to get his. You know he's going to get his. but going into Highmark is incredibly tough. Josh Allen, the way he's playing football right now is just ridiculous. I know you could say the same about Lamar, but
If this game was in Baltimore, I'd probably feel a little differently, but
I think you'd flip it right there. I think whoever's home I think whoever's home wins this football game. That crowd's going to be rocking. Like I said, really hard place to go into. It's going to be a shootout. I like the over. I think it's 51.5, Jesse.
Yep.
51.5. I think it goes over. I think it second half explosion. But yeah, I think Bills get theirs. I think they defend home field.
I agree. I couldn't agree more.
You could see some scaries out of Lamar.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Ravens win this game, but game's in Buffalo. I was going to take the home team. It's hard to beat a team twice. Ravens obviously whomped the Bills earlier on in the season. I think you're getting a way different Bills team. Josh Allen that, really wants to go to Kansas City next week in that AFC Championship, and I think we're going to get a Chiefs, Bills, Lions, Eagles, 2-1 seeds going at it in each conference. The best teams making it. So I think we're in for a good weekend of football here.
Yeah, agreed.
I like all 4 home teams. I might take all. The Chiefs are the only one I don't like their spread.
Yeah, but
I don't think they cover.
The way it's been going, it's just every team that's covered has won the game. There's value.
Alrighty, lots of good stuff here out of the divisional round, but we are just a few weeks away from the Super Bowl, so let's find out who you guys got winning the Super Bowl at this point here. Lions leading the board here at plus 280, Chiefs at plus 350, Eagles at plus 400, Ravens plus 450, Bills plus 550, Rams plus 1,800, Commanders plus 3,000, and Texans plus 5,000. What's your favorite play and what's your value play?
Oh,
my favorite play is the Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs lose. I think I'm going to stick with that for now. Value play. What are the Bills at?
Bills are plus 550.
What are the Chiefs plus
350?
350. Yeah, I wouldn't even call that value. I don't know, Huff. What do you think has a good value play?
I would say the Bills are probably the best value spot, obviously, because I think they beat Baltimore, who's sitting ahead of them at 450.
Yeah.
If the Bills win this game, they're going to be plus 300 to win the Super Bowl because they'll be sitting in the AFC Championship and there'll be only 4 teams left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the only team of the home game here above plus 450.
Yeah, they're the only home team projected to lose.
I'm taking the Lions. I want the Lions to win the Super Bowl. I'm gonna let my heart outdo my brain. I don't think the Chiefs do a three-peat here. I'm gonna be the one that says they don't do it. My favorite play here is I like seeing the Lions plus 110 to win the NFC. That game's gonna be in Detroit. Obviously, I think it's gonna be Lions Eagles. I think Lions will be like a 2.5, 3-point favorite. You have the Lions to win that game at plus 110.
I don't mind it.
There's only 2 wins, plus 110 for them, and they're a 9.5-point favorite in the first one.
Not too hard.
Yeah, I like it.
Super Bowl MVP, Jahmyr Gibbs.
I knew you were going to say that. It's going to be so hard for him to get it.
If he had like 2 touchdowns and like 100 yards, they would give it to him. It's tough now that Montgomery's back, though, to eat up some of those line touches.
Yeah. I think you're better off with just Gibbs.
Maybe Josh Allen plus 600. Bills get there. He's guaranteed going to get the Super Bowl MVP. They win.
No doubt.
Alrighty, let's jump into our power rankings here for this week in the NFL. Coming in at number 5, the Baltimore Ravens. Number 4, the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 3, the Buffalo Bills. Number 2, the Detroit Lions. And number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs. Pretty self-explanatory, but anything to say?
Yeah, the only teams not listed here Commanders, Rams, and Texans. Yeah. Next week we're gonna have a different list with only 4 teams remaining, but those top 4 teams I have all advancing.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, lots of good stuff there. You guys already talked about Mike McCarthy. Did you guys talk about Mike Vrabel?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right, so we already went over the coaching changes in the NFL, what the Cowboys might do. Patriots hiring Mike Vrabel. Let's jump. Yeah.
Heck yeah, I think it's going to be Deion.
Deion's in the circle.
I think that would be just like
let's not speak it into existence.
Move.
No, because I feel like Dion needs too much control, and so does Jerry, obviously.
That's the other thing that people are saying. That's where the issue comes in, is how much control is
Because
that he
Dion's
gonna let
not a
Dion have.
puppet. Dion won't be a puppet.
Alrighty, let's jump into the NHL here a little bit. Power rankings here for this week. Coming in at number 5, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Number 4, the Edmonton Oilers. Number 3, the Washington Capitals. Number 2, the Winnipeg Jets. And number 1, those Vegas Golden Knights. What do we think about the power rankings here for this week?
I think it's the first time in Hit the Books history, 3 Canadian teams in our top 5.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
We have to fact check that. Yeah, obviously Ace is pissed Stars aren't in there. I guess you could obviously put the Stars in here, but right now I think these are the top 5 teams playing the best hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Ace underrates those Caps a lot, but they're sitting there with the most wins in the league and most points in the league, and
just keep doing it.
Keep doing it. Yeah, you got to respect them while they're up there.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and one other point here in the NHL. Penguins center Evgeny Malkin was the latest victim of the professional athletes having their homes burglarized. Several items were taken from Evgeny Malkin's home, including his 3 Stanley Cup rings missing. Very interesting stuff.
That's kind of crazy because, who was it? Mahomes, Kelsey, Burrow, and then they were like, fuck it, let's get this Russian hockey player.
Yeah. Dude, it had to be someone like that knew him, because to know exactly where his rings are, go get them, and that's the only thing that you get.
Well,
we don't know. I don't think we know. That's the only thing
last night, Jesse?
What's that? Yeah,
was it last night?
Yeah, it was last night.
He was at the rink.
Right.
So, the Penguins played last night. He was at the rink. He wasn't home. That's when it was happening.
Actually, it might have been on Sunday. I did hear on the radio yesterday. I heard something about it yesterday on the radio.
That would be the best time to do it.
Yeah, he's not coming home.
You know exactly where he is at the time. Like, he can't.
Like, his wife wasn't there. Like he wasn't playing. Like, he didn't play Sunday.
I mean, he's probably still in the stadium.
Not right, but his wife, his kid, unless they weren't in Pittsburgh, I guess.
Yeah.
You never know.
You really never know.
That's crazy, though. I saw that.
Those people knew they weren't home.
Yeah, right. Hey, somebody knew.
That's why I'm saying could have been someone they knew. Could have been an inside job.
That's why those celebrities literally, they don't post stories on where they're at, anything.
Well, let's hope.
I think that's a crazy list, though. If you would have told me after Kelsey, Mahomes, Burrow, they were going to go with Evgeny Malkin, I would have been like, you're crazy.
Yeah. Who's the outlier there?
I guess they just like guys with cup ring, like championship rings, except Burrow. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Maybe they were looking for his LSU ring.
So
Heisman.
Hopefully these get taken care of. Figured out.
Work? You think the Penguins will just make them new rings?
I don't know.
No.
I mean, probably will have to pay.
I don't think you can do that.
Insurance will pay for that.
Right. Yeah, he'll get cash.
The thing is, what do you do with those rings? You can't sell them.
Right. Right. Yeah, you can't sell them. You can't sell 3 Stanley Cup rings. Like Pittsburgh Penguins 09 from some random dude on eBay. Yeah, are they verified? Are they real? They are real, but
take diamonds out of it or something.
I guess.
He could sell them to some guy and be like, "Look, you see this news article of Evgeny Malkin 3 Stanley Cup rings stolen from his house?" And he pulls out a bag. He's like, "You want them?"
Yeah, if you sell them to a sketchy guy, I guess he can do whatever he wants with them. It's the diamonds and everything.
Right. Alrighty, let's jump into the into the NBA here. So, we just have our power rankings here this week. Number 5, Mackey's New York Knicks. Number 4, the Houston Rockets. Number 3, the Boston Celtics. Number 2, the Oklahoma City Thunder. And number 1, the Cleveland Cavaliers. What are you guys thinking about the NBA here this week?
Cleveland, just obviously they beat Oklahoma City last week. Mackey or Knicks with a game in Philly tonight. They should obviously handle that.
Yeah, they've been a little shaky. They dropped both Oklahoma City.
Yeah, they had a couple. Didn't they just lose to Detroit too?
Yeah, lost to Detroit. That was on a back-to-back. Detroit's been playing really well too.
Yeah.
So yeah, they haven't been playing the best, but I mean, dude, Thunder ran through the Knicks.
You're fine.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. But they ran through the Knicks, they ran through the Celtics, and then the Cavs go in and Cavs get the job done. So
I remember when every Celtics fan. I don't think Ace was doing this. This is more like social media Celtic fans that I see. They all are saying, "Well, this Celtics team's so good. Well, now we just want to go 74-8 or whatever the Warriors record was. They wanted to beat it.
Yeah, it was 73.
Yeah, now they have 11 losses in January.
Yeah, that's just Celtics fans, though. Celtics fans might have the worst fan base.
Yeah,
Boston sports.
Dude, I was watching the Rockets last night, and they're actually really fun to watch. It's a really good team. Jalen Green's a dog.
I like Sengun, Baby Jokic.
Yeah, he's good, too. He's really good.
Yeah, they have a fun little team down there.
They do. Skilled, young.
I was just gonna say they're gonna be good. They have Thompson. I don't know which Thompson brother, so I never say the first name.
Amen.
I think they have Amen.
Yeah, they do. Asar is on Detroit.
Yeah. I like that Rockets team.
Alrighty, good stuff there out of the NBA. Let's move forward to the college football world here. Monday, January 20th, 2025, national championship game between Notre Dame and Ohio State. Take a look at the spread for that game and make our picks for the last college football game of the season. Where is this game?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Atlanta.
Yes, I think you're right. Okay, Ohio State and Notre Dame. Ohio State minus 8.5 points there. Total 46.5. That's really all I got here. What do you guys think?
Where this game is?
It's in Atlanta. I saw it.
Yeah,
Atlanta.
you said that made sense.
I like Ohio State. I think they're the best team in the country. I've said it time in, time out. There's nobody that can compete with this roster, guy for guy, and especially not Notre Dame. So it's theirs to lose. But then again, Ryan Day, known choker. We've seen this team play really bad games. We saw them lose in Michigan, which is obviously a huge rivalry, but the competition level just doesn't match up there. And, you still drop that one, so that's rough. But Notre Dame covered 11 straight games. I think it's the most in history. So they're playing great football. Obviously, Riley Leonard's doing enough to get the job done. You're running into a juggernaut here. I think the 8 points, if you win the football game, this one can get pretty ugly. I think you win by 8 here, so I think there's value in the Ohio State minus the 8. But I don't really see.
You bet college player props?
No.
I wish I could, dude. I'd slam Jeremiah Smith receptions after that outing they just had.
Yeah, but look at last game. Yeah, he had 1 reception, 3 yards.
I heard someone say today, they're like, you don't want to go into an off season with him not happy that he wasn't used much in the 2 biggest games of his life. Not saying he's going to leave Ohio State, but that's the kind of guy you want to keep happy going into the off season. They said he's going to get the ball early and often in this game.
Well, he was getting the targets too. They were just a lot. You double team him, and you have a Buka on the other side. You take advantage of it. You know what I mean?
Even Tate had a couple big plays in that game. Judkins, Travion Henderson. That team's loaded.
Just ridiculous. It's
I like Ohio State too.
A lot of states do allow it, but
I said
it's mostly
won that Texas Ohio State game. That's who I was going to take to win the national title.
Mm.
Most states do offer props. Not most, a lot of states, but
I know Ace can.
It's like no props for the teams in that state. Like for Ace, he can't bet on Rhode Island teams, right? But like Wyoming can bet on any props. DC, any props. North Carolina, any props. Michigan, any props. Kansas. But like then there's Indiana, Iowa, Illinois, Connecticut, New Jersey, New Hampshire,
West
Rhode
Virginia.
Island.
I used to be able to bet college player props.
It says no props on this site on Action Network.
For what?
For no college player props in West Virginia.
Look, it doesn't even have them listed.
It just says no props on this list.
Yeah, that's one thing I miss about being at WVU. When I go to the WVU basketball games, I'd always take props. I did it when we went to Pitt, West Virginia last year, Jesse.
What I'm saying is I don't think you can do it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They use the same casinos as PA, so I bet it's the same rules.
I can't even bet on New York schools, though.
Right. That's crazy.
It's nuts. I can't bet on Syracuse, 3.5, 4 hours away from me, but I can bet on Rutgers, who's an hour and 10 minutes.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's so stupid. Where's St. John's? Is that New York? Yeah, that's New York.
Yeah, St. John's probably like 40 minutes from me. In Queens.
Or like UConn, which is like...
No, UConn's far. Stores is like closer to Ace.
I guess, yeah, their Stores, not Hartford.
Stores deep. But like... Who else? I don't even know. I can't even... Any school in Jersey is probably closer than like Buffalo or even Syracuse.
My favorite play in this national championship game I just found is Ohio State first quarter -2.5.
You want to talk about that Ohio State-Texas game?
Yeah, I wasn't happy with the ending of it. Obviously, the play call, and you get down to you force Ohio State into 2 straight defensive pass interferences. You get down to the 1-yard line, 1st and goal from the 1. You get stuffed. Okay, that's fine.
You run a pitch after that.
Instead of just running literally
Oh
the
my
same play
God.
again and get
That's like on 4th and 1 and teams going to shotgun. Like, you need a yard, dude. Why are you making it 4?
why are you making it 6? Yeah,
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't get it. That was terrible play calling. That was exactly how I expected that to end. You're a yard away from tying the game. You run a 7-yard pitch route, lose 7 yards. Then, obviously, everyone knows what happened on the 4th and goal. Jack Sawyer runs it the whole way back. That was an insane play. Even more impressive stand by that Ohio State defense. That was unreal. Put your backs against the wall. National championship on the line. You're only up 7. They scored this game. Who knows? Are they going to go for 2? Probably not. They would have just tied the game. But still, you're holding a lead here in the national championship game with only so many minutes left. Your defense not only gets a stop after they take back-to-back pass interferences, get that run for loss, and then you get the fumble, strip sack, take it to the house. Like, unreal stand by Ohio State.
Yeah, and that's that defense. That's probably could be the best defense in the country. And it's insane to say with the offense.
Yeah, I think it
they
is.
have too. No, I know, but they might even have the best offense in the country too. It's just insane. I just
imagine
don't
if they
think.
still had Kyle McCord instead of Howard. I think McCord would be a little.
You think he's better?
Yeah,
I don't understand the hate on Howard. I don't.
I like McCord better.
I don't think Howard's that bad.
I've seen him be bad though, so like I know it's in there somewhere. At Kansas State.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You've seen McCord be bad too, though. This Ohio State team is too good, though.
Kyle McCord just has better vibes. Ever since that video of him in the locker room, like dancing, I was like, yeah.
That was at Syracuse.
I know. I was like, I like him. Ohio State fucking lost out on a good one.
Alrighty. You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's it. Another ass kicking in that TGL last night. I'm waiting for one of those on a Tuesday night to be something actually kind of entertaining watching from a competitive side.
Oh, you watched it?
It was 9-1 and through 10 holes, so I was like, okay, I'm done with this one. They need
I didn't even know it was on.
I feel like these teams are just super one-sided. Like I want to see now. I forget the team that won last week and the team that won this week, but like when these guys face off, golf is like that though. Like when you're bad, you're very bad. Especially with those guys. Like when they're on, they don't miss. So like if you miss, I saw last night Kevin Kisner sculled a bunker shot and Tiger was just laughing. I mean, he's down like 10-2 at this point, so they were just trying to finish out, and he sculls a bunker shot. But like, I don't know. It's a cool production. It's a cool thing to watch, especially when there's nothing else on. I'd just like to see it be a little more competitive. We're only 2 matches in, so we'll have to see. But I'll keep tuning in, waiting for one of these to be good, because I think it will come down and kind of have a cool feel to it. But until then, it's kind of tough to say, because you're basically just watching for the production, and then how long can we watch these guys kick the other team's ass?
Yeah, I don't really watch much, but I haven't heard the best things about it.
Alrighty, I think that's going to do it. Make sure you tune in for our live streams this weekend, possibly one on Saturday, definitely one on Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern on the soon-to-be banned TikTok, YouTube, and Rumble. Anything else, Dad?
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys then.